to Deep Sleep Stories. Thank you to everyone who's been listening. If these stories help you relax or fall asleep, a short review, comment, or sharing the podcast with someone who might benefit is a simple and meaningful way to support the show so that we may continue to offer it for free. Now, take a slow, gentle breath and let's begin tonight's story.
Hello and welcome to Deep Sleep Stories. You've chosen to wind down in a gentle cocoon of calm tonight. So make yourself as comfortable as possible. Take a nice, slow breath in, then gently let it out. Feel the day's worries soften as you settle into this warm, comforting space. Picture yourself drifting away from all responsibilities, all expectations, and all busyness. In a moment, you'll embark on a serene journey to a lush corner of Yosemite, where the rain lightly taps against leaves and the promise of a glowing rainbow beckons across the sky. Let every exhale help you sink deeper, so that you might surrender to the peaceful lull of nature's gentle rhythms. Take another slow, purposeful breath. Feel the softness of your bedding or the comforting support of your favorite chair. Sense each muscle letting go, from your shoulders down to your toes. Remind yourself that this time is yours, to relax, to release, and to rest. Let go of today's obligations, and let the steady thrum of your heartbeat guide you toward a gentle, restful place. Breathe in the ease, breathe out any tension. You have arrived at a threshold between wakefulness and sleep, a gentle place where you can listen, imagine, and drift away on soothing currents of a rainy day's hush. Your eyes can close if they wish, or remain softly open, whatever feels most comforting. Now, let the story begin with a calming scene that unfolds before you like a slow-moving cloud. Imagine it in your mind's eye. Let it guide your thoughts, and allow yourself to be carried by the tranquility. Gently shift from focusing on yourself to following someone else's footsteps. In this way, each soft detail can lull you deeper into relaxation, leaving behind the conscious effort of active participation. Let the story's gentle flow cover you like a soft blanket, enveloping you in a warm, inviting sense of quiet. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, slip deeper into that tranquil space. With the tension slowly melting away, let us begin. High up in the rolling terrain of Yosemite, a lone traveler stepped onto a moss-cushioned path. The air carried a faint mist, and a soft drizzle pitter-pattered against leaves overhead, creating a calming rhythm. Around each bend, gentle streams trickled over rocks, weaving silver ribbons across the forest floor. The traveler was drawn by a whisper of promise, an ethereal place called Rainbow Falls, where the day's rainstorm was said to shape vibrant arches in the air. Above, clouds glided across a quiet sky, their soft gray color contrasting with the deep greens of pines and firs. The hush of the forest embraced all who entered. A calm hush stretched among the tall trees. Raindrops fell in delicate patterns, gentle murmurs that caressed every leaf and stone. The ground felt moist yet supportive, as though the forest itself was welcoming any pilgrim seeking solace. In the distance, a faint roar hinted at the waterfall's presence. Each drop of rain seemed to add to that distant crescendo, building the soft excitement of something both peaceful and grand. The traveler paused to inhale deeply, letting the fragrance of wet earth and fresh pine fill their lungs, carrying away any lingering anxieties. As the traveler made their way along the path, ferns unfolded at the edge of damp rocks, glossy and bright from the recent shower. Now and again, a gust of wind rustled the canopy, sending tiny droplets scattering in a delicate dance. Sunbeams began to peek through rifts in the clouds, sending shy rays down into the woodland. The traveler noticed how each drop of rain, caught in a sudden beam, flickered momentarily like a tiny gemstone. This interplay of light and water formed a mesmerizing tapestry, painting the traveler's steps with little sparks of brilliance. Further along, the sound of rushing water grew more pronounced. Occasional glimpses of sparkling white from the waterfall were now visible through the branches. Each new stride carried a promise of something refreshing and renewing. The traveler could sense that Rainbow Falls was not just a place of shimmering beauty, but also a point of calm and quiet power, where nature's elements converged in a harmonious dance. The thoughts in the traveler's mind grew still, as though magnetized by the waterfall's promise. Rain-soaked gravel crunched faintly underfoot, adding a gentle drumbeat to the hush of the forest. After rounding a gentle curve in the path, the traveler came upon a small clearing. Here, thick moss formed a lush green carpet, and a cluster of wildflowers, delicate with pale purple petals, offered an elegant flourish among the green. The drizzle softened to a gentle mist, so light it was almost a whisper. Somewhere nearby, a bird called softly, as if to welcome the traveler into its domain. The traveler took another deep breath, feeling the moist air cool on their face, mindful of the comforting dampness that spoke of cleansing and renewal. In the distance, the waterfall finally came into full view. Rainbow Falls poured over a rock ledge in a graceful sheet, its water cascading into a tranquil pool below. The brilliant white of the flowing water contrasted with the black and grey of the wet granite. Small clouds of mist rose up from where the water crashed down, drifting into the air. The traveler paused to marvel at how water could command such powerful motion and yet bring with it a sense of profound peace. The abiding hush of the forest was momentarily filled by the gentle roar of the cascade, a sound that vibrated in the traveler's chest with a soft, calming hum. Shadows of clouds danced across the wet rocks, and patches of sunlight moved across the forest floor in slow, meandering patterns. Above the waterfall, an arc of color began to shimmer in the mist. The rainbow that gave this spot its name took form in soft pastel hues at first, almost translucent, and then gained a gentle vibrance, like watercolors blooming on a page. Shades of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet glimmered in midair, a living work of art sculpted by light and water. The traveler's heart felt lighter, witnessing this fleeting miracle. For a moment, time itself seemed to pause. A mild breeze carried the scent of pine and wet stone, and in that subtle stirring of air, the rainbow gleamed with renewed vigor. The traveler was neither hurried nor worried. Each breath was drawn in tandem with the waterfall's rhythmic flow, and every exhalation carried tension away. Minutes slipped by like seconds in that peaceful realm. Softly, the traveler approached the pool at the base of Rainbow Falls. Droplets of mist caressed cheeks and eyelashes, adding a tender sparkle to the moment. There, at the edge of the pool, they knelt, reaching out to let the refreshing water run through open fingers. Ripples formed on the surface, expanding into gentle waves that moved outward from the traveler's hand. Beneath the water, smooth pebbles glistened like tiny jewels, each shaped by time and current. The hush of the woods remained, broken only by the unwavering music of tumbling water. The rainbow overhead shimmered, reflecting in the swirling surface as a soft kaleidoscope of color. Light and water blended seamlessly, creating a mesmerizing tapestry that invited quiet contemplation. The traveler lingered, content to simply be, letting the busy whir of the outside world fade to a dim, distant memory. Time progressed softly, as if the waterfall's patience made hours seem like moments. Now and then, a gentle rustle in the branches above hinted at small forest creatures, squirrels or perhaps a bird, peeking through the foliage. Every so often, a ray of sunlight slipped through a gap in the clouds, warming a patch of moss or glinting off the pool's surface in a playful shimmer. The traveler felt an almost lullaby-like serenity in these small changes, as though nature itself was assuring that peace can be found in the simplest acts of observation. Eventually, the rain diminished to a fine drizzle, and even that slowed to scattered droplets. The traveler decided to explore the edges of this tranquil glen, drawn by the gentle call of small tributaries feeding into the main pool. Here, narrow streams trickled over stones covered in soft green algae, their shallow trickles offering more subtle music. The traveler admired the intricate patterns etched by water currents into the rock over countless years, each swirl and rivulet speaking to a quiet, patient artistry. The deeper the traveler wandered into the environment, the more soothing it became, as if every turn in the path unveiled a new kind of peaceful beauty. Around a bend, the traveler encountered a tiny clearing ringed by slender saplings. Overhead, tree branches interlaced to form a natural canopy, filtering the light into dancing, jade-colored patterns on the ground. The sound of the waterfall was softer here, like a distant lullaby. Moss draped the trunks of ancient trees, and mushrooms peeked up from fallen logs, hinting at the vibrant cycle of life thriving within. Each detail seemed designed to draw the traveler's attention gently inward, encouraging reflection and stillness. Breathing became slow, unhurried, as though in unity with the forest's own timeless pace. Beneath the arms of a tall cedar, the traveler found a smooth, dry stone to sit on. Pausing there, they observed the forest softly awakening from the rain's embrace. Leaves glistened, and small droplets that had gathered on their edges slipped to the ground below. Everything felt renewed, as though nature had washed away the dust of time. The traveler looked on with a warm sense of gratitude, for even in the hush of solitude, there was a gentle companionship with the forest. The mind felt light and spacious, and breathing remained slow, the quiet air filled with the scent of damp bark and wildflowers. Returning to the main path, the traveler caught sight of Rainbow Falls again, this time from a different vantage point. Soft echoes of the waterfall's gentle roar drifted between the trees. The rainbow hovering in the mist still shimmered, though fainter now that the clouds had shifted. The traveler felt drawn back to that luminous arc, stepping carefully over roots and stones softened by the rain. With each footstep, the hush of the forest grew deeper, and the bright hush of the falls more encompassing. Each exhale released a new layer of thought, allowing the traveler's awareness to blossom into the quiet around them. Back at the waterfall's edge, sunlight peeked through fleeting breaks in the cloud cover, painting the rainbow with renewed brilliance. With all senses open and receptive, the traveler experienced the color arc as both a gift and an invitation, a subtle reminder of the ephemeral beauty that lies in the simplest unions of light and water. The cascade's gentle thunder became a soothing lullaby, inviting any listener to let go of the day's burdens. The traveler felt every breath sink with the flow, allowing the mind to gently drift in a half-waking, half-dreaming reverie. Mist from the falls kissed the air, each droplet an elegant note in nature's symphony. By and by, a delicate hush descended as the clouds overhead began to thin. A gentle glow radiated from the west, where a cautious sun was preparing to set. Soft streaks of peach, lavender, and gold spread across the sky, casting a quiet warmth over the landscape. The traveler felt a sense of calm closeness with the place, as though the waterfall, the forest, and the sky understood their presence and welcomed it. Inhaling deeply, the traveler could nearly taste the clean, rain-soaked fragrance of the earth, an aroma that calmed the spirit like a gentle lull. As twilight approached, a gentle hush embraced the glade. The faint breeze subsided to the lightest whisper. The traveler noticed birds settling into their evening perches, their calls muted and melodic. The sky above deepened from pale gray to soft lavender, and the world felt wrapped in a twilight hush. The rainbow that had danced so vividly in the mist began to fade, leaving behind a subtle glow that shimmered in memory. The water still rushed and fell, though its gentle roar became a comforting, rhythmic chant for all creatures preparing for rest. Now, a soft drizzle threatened to return, but it merely offered a light pattering on the leaves overhead. Tiny droplets caught the last rays of dusk, forming brief sparks that twinkled and disappeared. The traveler found a protected nook near a large cedar root where the ground was nearly dry. Sinking down onto the soft bed of leaves, the traveler closed weary eyes for a moment, letting every sound of the forest meld into one collective lullaby. The hush carried away the tension of past worries. Nothing else existed but the hush of the falls, the soft ring of moisture on the leaves, and the gentle beating of a calm heart. Over time, the traveler sensed nightfall approaching with a comforting slowness. Shadows lengthened, and the lull of nature's evening chorus rose in a soft crescendo. Crickets harmonized with the trickle of streams, and the waterfall's gentle roar offered a steady bass note. The traveler opened their eyes to watch as a pale moon peeked behind the drifting clouds. Its silver glow caught the ribbons of mist rising from the waterfall, creating faint, ghostly arcs in the night air. Though the vivid rainbow had vanished with the day's sun, the memory lingered like a whispered promise. Night's cool air brought a soft, bracing sensation, but the traveler felt protected in the tranquil shelter of tall trees and ancient stones. The earthy aroma grew richer, layered with fresh pine sap and wet bark. As darkness deepened, the forest gained a new dimension of stillness, its hush gentler than any hush the traveler had ever known. Each star that emerged above lent a quiet reassurance that nature was vast, timeless, and serenely watching over this tucked-away haven. The traveler breathed slowly, deeply, noticing how each breath seemed to meld with the nocturnal atmosphere. Half in a daydream, the traveler saw a shy shimmer near the waterfall, where the moonlight touched the drifting vapor. It flickered like a faint, silvery bow, an echo of the day's rainbow, now dressed in moonlit hues. The traveler felt no urge to move, content to witness this quiet phenomenon. The hush of the forest lulled the traveler's mind into a realm of calm. Every thought was slow and gentle, every sensation clothed in the velvety quiet of night. The stones beneath the traveler's hand were cool and reassuring. A sense of profound peace settled in. The type of peace found when all that's needed is to breathe and observe. Elsewhere, hidden among the branches of the tall conifers, tiny animals settled in. Perhaps a faint rustle of a branch signaled a squirrel nestling down for the night, or the flap of an owl's wings signified a silent watch in the dark. The traveler allowed these sounds to weave into the lullaby of the evening, each one a reassuring note that this forest was gently alive. The world beyond the falls and the glade felt distant, as if it existed in another time altogether. Here, in the rain-kissed grove, the traveler's entire being was immersed in nature's gentle quiet. Rising from the tree root, the traveler walked softly to a smooth rock by the water's edge. The night sky reflected on the pool's surface, broken by the subtle ripples from the cascade. Moonlight bathed the forest in a gentle silver glow, picking out the edges of leaves, the curves of stones, and the shape of the waterfall's streaming curtain. The traveler breathed in the forest hush, letting its calm fill every corner of awareness. The soft hum of the falls seemed to say that all was well, and that each living creature deserved rest and solace. Time melted into the serenity, and the traveler felt day and night become one continuous lull. In that seamless moment, the waterfall offered comfort, the forest a loving embrace, and the sky a quiet watch. The traveler felt lulled by the idea that nature might never truly sleep, but instead entered a slow, gentle rhythm at night, one that allowed for both watchful stillness and renewal. The mind, too, could adopt this gentle rhythm, letting anxieties dissolve like morning mist in the rising sun. The traveler gave a silent thank you to the land, feeling an unspoken bond with the streaming water, the tall trees, and the vast starry dome above. When the traveler closed their eyes, the scene remained vivid, alive behind their eyelids. The faint glimmer of the moonbow above the falls, the hush of the forest, and the lingering fragrance of rain-soaked earth. Each breath was filled with gratitude and peace. The traveler recognized that life need not be a hurried race, but could be approached like a slow walk through a misty forest. A calm acceptance of every raindrop, every beam of light, every shift of shadow. All was in harmony, and the traveler belonged within it. As the night deepened, the traveler imagined the gentle rainbow from earlier in the day, recalling its soft arc in all its vivid hues. Even though darkness had enveloped the glade, the memory glowed gently, a reminder of nature's quiet miracles. Feeling drowsy yet content, the traveler nestled in a patch of moss, sheltered by large roots, lulled by the melodic rumble of the falls. The hush of leaves overhead promised that no disturbance would break this moment. And so, the traveler let go of the final threads of wakeful thought, drifting into a gentle rest beneath the starry canopy. Now, let the memory of this place and its soothing presence linger in the heart of anyone who hears this tale. The hush of the waterfall, the soft silver of the moon, the glow of the rainbow, and the fragrance of rain. These impressions invite the mind to settle into warmth and ease. Gradually, the story itself becomes an echo, a soft lull that resonates in the stillness of late evening. In this quiet space, words grow few and simpler, guiding the listener toward deeper levels of rest. Feel the gentle flow of your own breath, slow and steady, like the rhythm of the forest. Imagine moss underfoot, the moon overhead, and the subtle roar of water that comforts rather than overwhelms. Let each breath release any leftover tension as though it is being carried off on the gentle breeze. Inhale and let the fresh scent of pine fill you with serenity. Exhale and feel your body sinking further into the cushion of rest. The mind can wander or simply float, eased by the soft hush of the evening. There is nothing you must do now, no place you must go, no task you must complete. Only a calm, beckoning invitation to drift deeper into a state of gentle slumber. The waterfall's lullaby remains in the background of your thoughts, a steady current of soft sound that dissolves any remaining concerns. Let your eyelids grow heavy. If they aren't already closed, you may allow them to close now or let them remain half shut, gently resting. Feel the quiet peace that comes with giving yourself permission to rest. Soon, your breathing will settle into that sweet, effortless pattern that signals the threshold of sleep. Notice how your body grows warmer and heavier, content to remain motionless. Just like the traveler in that serene spot, you can let each passing minute carry you one step further into peaceful dreams. The nighttime hush envelops you, cradling you in a sense of utter safety. Let your mind drift along the stream of calm like a leaf carried softly by a shallow current, moving without resistance or worry. Nothing is urgent. All is still and soft. The memory of the forest, the whisper of the rain, and the dreamlike glow of the waterfall's mist are gathered around you, forming a tapestry of tranquility. Each slow, measured breath deepens your relaxation. Each gentle heartbeat resonates with the soothing pulse of the falls. The hush of the night expands, allowing your thoughts to float and dissolve into the quiet. The mind surrenders to rest and the body follows, nestling deeper into sweet slumber. In this restful state, know that you are safe, you are warm, and you are free to release all tension. The story has guided you here, to a place where only calm and quiet remain. Let it cradle you, like a lullaby wrapping you in comfort. Gently, softly, your mind slips away from this waking world. Your breath is slow and comforting. Your body feels as if it is melting into the bed, sinking into a sea of gentle dreams. May your sleep be deep, untroubled, and full of the forest's gentle promise. May you awaken feeling renewed, like the earth after a cleansing rain, open to the subtle wonders that each day can bring. For now, there is only rest, soft and pure. Good night, dear traveler. Sleep well.